All right. Now I'd like to bring out our special guest, my daddy, as far as bass playing is concerned, Bobby Rodriguez. And I'd like to just tell you a little bit about him, about the scope of his career, and about he was the Latin bass player on most records in the 50s and the 60s. Played with just about everybody, but his main fame was being the anchor, and I do mean anchor, of the great Machito Orchestra, Machito and his Afro-Cubans. Bobby started with that band when he was about 18, and he brought Latin bass playing in big band to a high degree of artistry. Just about anything that I could ever play with a big band, I use Bobby Rodriguez as my model because he's the cat that laid the rhythms down so beautifully and was the ultimate big band and small group bass player. But in the big band, he used to supply the foundation, the bottom of that orchestra, and which was quite a monster organization. And they recorded so many great, great records that are classics today. So I'm so happy that he's here. Well, I just want you to know that this is like a dream come true to get to play with this man. I urge you to go and search out some of his great, great recordings that he's done as a sideman with so many great bands like Machito, Tito Puente, Eddie Palmieri. He just recorded with just about everybody in the business. But You got to look, and you'll find great riches in his recording history. We'd like to present Bobby with a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Mr. Rodriguez, on behalf of Bass Player Magazine, we'd like to present you this Lifetime Achievement Award for your inspiration and your musicality and all the passion that you've brought to the music that we hope will inspire us. Thank you very much.
Everything in Latin music is structured on the clave. All the percussion instruments, what they play, everything is a counterpoint. So the bass provides a much, it provides that range, that frequency range counterpoint. To,
like a drum.
Yeah, it's like a drum. It's like another drum. At a time when Latin bass players didn't have all kinds of technique under their fingers, but Bobby was the first one that had a true bass player's technique on the instrument and was providing a foundation that was rock solid. I mean, as solid as any jazz bass player in say, a Count Basie band or a Duke Ellington band or any of the big bands that were happening. Bobby was the big band bass player for Latin music.
I picked a lot from Cachao. I used to listen to Cachao.
But see, there's such a difference between the styles. If you put, when the two Cachao and Bobby play together, it's like Bobby to me is more. It's like he's got a more kind of thing about harmony and melody in his solos. And now Cachao has it too, but Cachao, he's more the street bass player, even though he studied classically and he plays with the bow, but he can turn around and slap the bass and play the funkiest bass lines that go right with the percussion and become a drummer himself. Now, you know, and he does that too, but there's quite, it's just a different sensibility, it's a different feel. I think it has to do with being in New York.
The New York connection.
New York vibe, the New York energy. It's different.
Yeah, well, we had the jazz club right next door to the Palladium, you know, the
52nd Street.
52nd Street. So we used to hear all the jazz bands. So we had that influence, you know, between American music and for Cachao, I meant that he's more rhythmic. You know, he deals more with rhythm, and he knows a lot about rhythm. So like Andy says, I used to apply those things, but add a little, you know, harmony and melodic lines.
Cool.
Yeah. So one of the things that I most love about Bobby is his touch. On the acoustic bass, he's got a touch that is unbelievable. It's like every note is like a bell. Bing! It comes out so pretty. And his double stops, boom, I mean, they ring with such clarity and such evenness. I mean, I mean, you hear it a lot on quite a few records, you know.
Were you classically trained?
Huh?
Were you classically trained on upright bass?
Did you?
Oh yeah, I began with the upright. Yeah.
Did you study with Zimmerman for a minute? Didn't you?
Not so much with Zimmerman, with Bill Chartoff.
Oh.
Wow, so we had that.
They were in the same symphonic band, you know, New York Symphony.
Yeah. Cachao gets his inspiration from Kusevitsky.
Coño.
Who Kusevitsky went to Cuba in the 30s and did master classes there.
Oh man, he's so in person.
Yeah, it's great that the Bass Player Magazine and the Bass Collective have gotten together to do this function, because I think it's very important. And I'm so happy to see there's so many people interested in the bass.
Surprised, Bobby, at the turnout and everybody here to honor you?
Well, I tell you, a lot of people before didn't pay much mind to the bass. You know, they could hear any other instrument but the bass. The bass.
But yet, if the bass player wasn't there,
oh, yeah.
the music didn't sound right, and everybody knew that.
Yeah, the bottom will fall off.
Yeah.